Just really appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate our fans that were able to make it out. I know there's a lot going on today. Proud of our young ladies. I thought they had a really good week at practice. Coming off 2 tough games down in Florida. And we just always say, win or lose, we want to learn, we want to grow, we want to keep it moving. And I thought the way they showed up all week for practice, the intensity, the focus, give credit to them, give all the credit to them for their ability to lean in and continue to come together. And, it had been a minute since we've been able to have some practices where we could clean up some things, work on execution. To have 11 turnovers tonight against a team that's second in the country in forcing turnovers, I thought they played with a lot of poise, a lot of discipline, and that's what we knew it was going to take to win. So really happy for these young ladies. I'm proud of them.
We'll start with Mark.
Gift and Ronnie, just what did you learn from I think you guys were in Florida, right? That was where the tournament was. What did you learn from the Florida experience that maybe helped or catapulted this group today?
I think we learned that, we got some dogs, and we just got to let it out every game. We battled out in Florida. We did what we had to do, and we came back this week with a learning mindset. We attacked practice the way we were supposed to, and that's why we got the results we did today. It was just no looking back at what happened in Florida. New week, new day, new game, and we attacked it the right way.
Yes. It's just, no matter what happened, we got to keep going, just keep stacking the days, and we got to keep getting better no matter the situation or no matter the outcome. We got to think about the next one.
Sean?
Kind of circling back to Florida, you guys played Ole Miss really tight. Did it feel like you guys were just scratching the surface against a really solid ranked team there? And just how motivated was that kind of result? Obviously, drop both games there, but against a ranked opponent to be able to come back, open Big Ten play against a top 20 team. Did it feel like that game against Ole Miss served as a catalyst or kind of helped scratch the surface, so to speak, of what this team can really accomplish against some of the best in the nation?
Yeah, I say, yeah, we losing that game, we all went to the next game. Obviously, we didn't win the next one, but leaving that entire tournament, we just knew what we could do on the court, and we just installed that again. This whole week, we just been some dogs, and we just letting it out the cage now. And again, like I said, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we're waking up the country, and that's exactly what we did tonight.
Mark?
Gift, 14 points, 15 rebounds, 7 blocks. What excites you? What pleases you most about what you were able to do out there today?
I think the most thing that excited me or excites me today was my block. I'm already a ball magnet. I know that I'm always going to go for that rebound. But just being able to help my teammates and defend where, just block those balls just excites me to do. And I played with my pace today because I've been working all week, my patience and pace,
And I second that. She was a great listener. She followed everything, coaches, teammates. She was just willing to, take in and learn today. And that was the result of all the blocks she got, the rebound. She was the aggressor today, and she laid the hammer. So, great job.
Thank you.
Evan?
Ronnie, you've been here a few seasons now. Is there something that feels different about this team, taking down a ranked Michigan State early on in the season?
I just say, we're all in it together. We all want the same goal at the end of the season, and that's to make the tournament. So we got to come into practice, lifts, everything we do with the same mindset, and just looking at what's for next, what's greater than us. And there's no, I in teams. So I think that's what a good reason on why we get the results we've been getting is because we've been playing for each other, not for ourselves.
Mark?
Ronnie, similar question that I had for Gift. You were 12 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, I think 1 turnover. What excites you about, what stands out to you? What excites you about what you were able to do today?
Just, the faith my teammates had in me. First couple possessions obviously didn't go my way, but just looking for what's next and all the pats, the touches I got from my teammates, coaches, I think that really pushed me to want to, get past what happened before and rebounds, just going to get the ball. Second chance points for our team, that only helps us, not just me. Assists, know where my teammates are. Thank them for making the shots, and just being aggressive with the ball and helping my team whenever I need to get to the basket. So I think it wasn't just a me thing tonight. I think my teammates and my coaches, put that for me to complete everything I did tonight.
Sean?
You guys led for nearly the entire game. Just looking at things, they had a lead for 27 seconds. They obviously threatened a lot in that third quarter, I think kind of early in the fourth. What was just the mindset and just key to being able to kind of weather those pushes to be able to close this one out?
Just realizing they're a great team. They're going to go on our runs, but so are we. We said in the locker room, not allowing them to go on their runs, again, laying the hammer, being aggressive, having the refs tell us to stop being so aggressive was our mindset going in. And just staying together. I think once we went up, we wanted to stay up. That 26 seconds, it was just a fluke. We didn't really want that to happen. But, again, just staying together and not getting too comfortable with everything. I think that's why we, led the whole game, and it's just a team effort.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Mark?
Ryan, you talked about being aggressive. Did that help in terms of, when handling their pressure, because they were really aggressive defensively, towards you guys? Did kind of matching that aggression help in terms of protecting the ball and continuing to run the offense?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think, again, laying the hammer, being the hammer, not the nail, not settling for, they got great pressure. We know they're a great team, but so are we. So playing to our capabilities and our strengths, and that's what we did. And we were able to, break the press. They got us a few times, but just looking to, next play mentality, and I think we carried that really good today.
Any other questions for the student athletes? You two are dismissed.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we will open up the floor for questions for Coach P. Mark, do you want to start?
Sure, thanks. I guess, I'll ask you specifically about each one of the players, but Gift today, you kind of touched on her, kind of her potential and how she's kind of scratched the surface. What jumps out to you about what you saw from her? I don't know if there's any specific category, but, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's, I know it's been a frustrating start for Gifty for our season. I think, she has high expectations of herself, and, we've really challenged her a lot. I'm just proud of the way that she continues to lean in and embraces it. She wants to be coached, she wants to be challenged, she wants to do great things, and it's one thing to say it, but it's another to be able to receive it. And so, I think for Gifty, she's at her best when she plays with a little bit of a chip on her shoulder. I think she's really grateful to be here and really appreciates her teammates, and to find a way to mentally and physically prepare to leave it all on the court. And so in that preparation, we've been really challenging our players from that standpoint. And I just felt like coming out of the gates, I felt like not only Gifty, but our entire team was more locked in. And again, it was probably from a long week of practice. But I was really pleased with our focus and our intensity level.
Sean?
Rebounding. I think at one point, midway through that second quarter, I think it was they had a 22 to 15 advantage, a near double-digit advantage, and they did really well on the offensive boards. Obviously, it had a six rebound advantage on the offensive glass, but you guys ended up finishing out rebounding them. What, in your mind, was key to just kind of flipping that switch and being able to kind of flip the script on the glass and even things out a little bit more, where they were really finding success and kind of getting some second chance looks early?
Yeah, I felt like there's a lot of, 50-50 rebounds out there, and both teams really competing hard. And some of it, we ended up on the short end of the stick, and we were able to execute on the others. But I just felt like, reminding our players, long shots, long rebounds, really important. They widen out. We talk a lot about rebounding. That's a controllable. And, knew that they were sending 5 pretty hard and aggressive to the boards. And, everybody had an assignment and they had to do their job. And so just every opportunity that we had in those huddles to continue to remind them of the importance of, not allowing those second shot opportunities. I think going into half, I think they had 10 offensive rebounds, so they ended up with 8 in the second. Still way too many, but again, that's a pretty aggressive team, and I thought we were battling on most of them. There was some that we weren't assignment correct. We didn't get a body, but I think at some point you got to give Michigan State a lot of credit too. They've got a really, really good team, very well coached, and we've got a lot of respect for them.
Evan?
Coach, to take down 20th ranked Michigan State, what does that do for kind of the energy level and the confidence level of this team moving forward, and how can you build off this win?
Yeah, I think that we talk a lot about stacking the days, and and I even told them before the game, let's not have any regrets. Let's make sure mentally, physically, emotionally, we are exhausted when this game is done. And, the importance of that next play mentality and that resiliency. We got a locker room full of young ladies that, are really driven, and they're pretty hard on themselves. And how do we pour into each other so we can play present? A really good win for us, for sure. Playing on our home court, it feels, pretty special for us, and just reminding them of the opportunity. But, I think a win like this, how we came out on the scoreboard, obviously it's important, but I'm more proud of the process and just what we did this week and how hard we competed in a tough week of practices. We hadn't had a week of practice since before the season started because we've had so many games. And so just, stacking the days and again, and how do we show up for each other in the best version of ourselves? And, that's the most important thing. Tomorrow it's 0-0. We go back to work, and, we've got to continue to try and stack the days and move the needle and just really lean into the process more than the outcome.
Mark?
Yeah, Coach, I was just curious, wanted to get your thoughts on what you kind of think of. It seems like a trend now, these post-game interviews. One player comes over, does the interview, and then all of a sudden the rest of the group is right behind her. First time you saw that, what are your thoughts when you see that kind of stuff from your team?
It's just a special group, like we've talked about many times now, just the foundation that we're trying to lay here at the University of Wisconsin, and just that culture that we want to have in that locker room. And I'm just really proud of them for celebrating each other. It's hard. Everyone's got individual goals and, dreams and hopes and what they want to get accomplished, but to surrender that for the front of the jersey. And I think that's really cool when they can celebrate each other and be excited for each other. And to me, that's the most important thing that we get done this year, is that we lay a really, really strong foundation.
Sean?
Hey, did the Packers win?
Yes.
That is? All right.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
My bad.
No, you're good. Piggybacking off of kind of what Mark said, the other trend I've seen from these home games is just the girls going and thanking the fans, kind of doing a lap, so to speak,
Yeah.
and giving out high fives. Just, is that something that you had at Mizzou and kind of your other stops, or is that kind of something they've adopted here? And just, what does it mean to kind of see them continue to really kind of draw the community in and just, like you said, kind of continue to build this culture?
Yeah, I'm going to give them all the credit. We talk a lot about just really having a grateful heart, understanding, what goes into, day-to-day operations. There's a lot of options for, our fans to, there's so much to do, and so they're making a decision to spend their day with us or, a couple hours with us. And so to always be really grateful. I said it was going to take a village, and, we want them to feel like they're a part of our family, and they're going to help us win at a high level. We need them. And so to be really grateful for them to come out, I think is really important. And so I think it's more in regards to, you know, the foundational, having a grateful heart, having a spirit of joy, you know, and giving back to other people and letting this community feel like they're a part of us. And we want to continue to get out in the community and spend time with them. So really proud of how they continue to show up for each other and representing and being great ambassadors for this university.
Any other questions for Coach P? One more from Sean.
Just kind of go back to the opening question I had for Gift and Ronnie. Just that loss to Ole Miss, like it seemed like everything you guys kind of beat yourself. Like I don't know if you would use that. Apologies if I'm kind of punching down, but 24 turnovers in that game. It just seemed like it was there and it just kind of slipped away. Did it feel like that kind of maybe not opened this group's eyes, but just was again a good view of, hey, if we can play like this and still be this close against a top 15 team, imagine what we can do if we clean things up. And just how pleased were you to see it kind of manifest tonight in a big win over a ranked team, I think for the first time in 3 years?
Yeah, you know, I can't pretend to know kind of what goes through their minds, but I would guess that, you know, being so close, in that game, I was really proud of just our resiliency and our fight. You know, we got down kind of towards the middle of that fourth quarter, and we just kept competing. You know, we kept battling, and we put ourselves in a position where it was a one-possession game. Not sure how much time was left. And so, you know, proud of them for that. But again, everything that we do, I promise you, everything that we do, win or lose, it's bigger than that scoreboard. It's how do we move the needle and get better together collectively. Sometimes you can battle your heart out and end up on the short end of the stick, right? And sometimes, you know, it's the opposite. You can play really bad, but you get the win on the scoreboard. The process is what's most important to me. And for us to grow and learn, we win, we learn, we lose, we learn. And we've just got to continue to lean in and try to move that needle. So I think game experiences absolutely help. You can reflect back on things and say, okay, in this situation, we need to do this. But I think that's win or lose. I was proud of their toughness. And again, I'm going to go back. It's all on how you prep. And we had a really good week of practice this week.